Microsoft at the Prophet Len writes in and asks to hear our Scalebound cancellation thoughts.
I forgot it existed until it was canceled.
Right. Well, that was my thought. That was my initial thought.
I honestly completely forgot about it. I didn't remember it was a thing. Last time I think I saw anything on it was 2 years ago. And then they canceled it. And then I was reminded, oh yeah, that was a game that they were making. That's why nothing exists until it's available for purchase on a store shelf.
I don't know if that's...
It just never... I don't know. It didn't really do anything for me whenever I saw it. I know it was propped up to be this big Microsoft, Japanese exclusive game.
That's like an oxymoron.
That's not what you want to be propping up on.
No. That's
those have not panned out well.
Well, that's for a specific crowd of people. Like most people have never heard of that and have no idea who the guy is who made it, and just don't recognize this type of game as something they're interested in. But a lot of vocal people on the internet were very interested in it, and they were pretty upset on Twitter about it.
I guess some. This is the type of thing where it gets canceled, and it seems like a whole bunch of people who didn't really want it in the first place complain because they have some beef against Microsoft and not making Japanese games. Where the fact of the matter is, this wasn't going to sell.
Well, yeah.
I mean, maybe it was a good game, maybe it wasn't. It was taking too long to make. And Microsoft just said, okay, we're tired of funding this.
People, I read some of the tweets directed at who's the head Xbox guy? Phil. What's his?
Sure.
Who's the head of Xbox?
I think his name is
Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer. Sorry.
Microsoft.
I was, reading this the Game Over book, Console Wars book rather. I have Phil Harrison. I just got to the part with Phil Harrison. So no, Phil Spencer. Yeah, people are tweeting at Phil Spencer and like it's rough out there for a guy like that. And he's got to write back, and he's like, we're just sorry. With all due respect, I don't think you know how video game publishing works. Like tweets like that, Anyway, I mean, yeah, this was not going to be this is like fan service, basically. This is not going to be a big game. It's a new IP, right? Which is always like very tough to be successful just by its very nature. And yeah, it's not particularly surprising. But people are like saying, oh, well now Microsoft's, Xbox is fucked because they have no exclusives and it's all over basically.
Because of Scalebound.
Because of Scalebound, yeah. It was Scalebound that
was the thing that was going to catch Microsoft up.
Yep. I just couldn't believe it. I honestly wanted to. I mean, not just that. There's a lot of things going on, but after taking Facebook off my phone, like every other day, I contemplate taking Twitter off my phone. And that, looking at those Scalebound things, and just like, I couldn't really have rolled my eyes back any farther in my head. Going through those tweets, but okay. Yeah, Scalebound is going to be the one that did them in. This was a question from the Geeky Nerd. He wants to know if Scorpio should have its own exclusives to showcase its power, but still be backwards compatible with Xbox One.
I don't know. They tried to make Mortal Kombat games based on one character before, and they just didn't work.
No, he's talking about Project Scorpio, the fancy console that's coming. Yes,
I know.
And that's Scorpion, I believe his name is.
Yes, it is Scorpion. I know. Don't ruin my fun.
Right. No, I don't think they could do that because, first of all, you'll never get people to make games.
Maybe that's what Scalebound
is going to.
It's been canceled for Xbox One, not for Scorpio.
Right. They never said anything about Scorpio. They just said Xbox One. No, they just said it was canceled. No, I mean, yeah, you're going to make like a super AAA game that only runs on a system that hasn't come out yet. And when you have this other system that has like, I don't know, 40 million, how many Xboxes are there?
Enough,
20, 30. Yeah, it's just, you can't do that, unfortunately. And also it would just piss off everybody else.
I don't know if that's unfortunately. I think that's
Fortunately.
Fortunate, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, it also would piss off everybody who can't afford whatever the exorbitant price of this Scorpio is going to be. So
There might come a time where there's some games that are put out that are only for Scorpio. I could see that happening at some point.
You do? I don't think so.
Maybe like not like Halo or anything like that.
No, I don't see that. I think they said that it's not going to happen specifically. I think that's like a bad message.
You could have some little games squeak out or something.
Little squeakers.
Yeah, little squeakers.
Like I know
the Scorpio exclusive little squeakers.
Like Geometry Wars 4, but it's in HK. 8K. I mean HK. That's really good.
Yeah.
HK.
Right. It's just all the launch Xbox Live Arcade games.
Nice. Feeding Frenzy.
But in 8K.
And all at
Sumo?
once, you play them all at once. Because the resolution is so high, you could fit all the games and then watch TV in the corner. It's going to be awesome. Let's do this one CAGBag question, and then we'll say goodbye, because I thought it was a good question. Tatados? How can you have two T's together like that? What kind of world is this? Tatados asks, this question comes off the cancellation of Scalebound. Outside of Nintendo, what impact do you think exclusive games have on the sale of consoles? In terms of profit for the parent company, are exclusives a major factor? I wouldn't exclude Nintendo from this question. I think it's very much relevant to Nintendo.
Well, I think he's assuming
saying
that's what Nintendo
we know
has.
it's relevant to Nintendo,
Right?
but is it relevant to Microsoft and Sony?
It is only because you can't let the other guy have exclusives alone. I think it's down to that point now.
But the reason why exclusives are so important to Nintendo is because they keep putting out underpowered consoles that third parties don't want to develop for.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's their strategy to begin with, and there's a certain level of quality that most of the big Nintendo games have.
Have we seen the end of the third-party exclusive? Is that
No, because you buy those.
I was gonna say. I mean, I'm trying to think of the last one that really came out.
Are you thinking about timed exclusive?
No,
I mean,
like a real exclusive that's a third party, like the first Mass Effect.
well, you get a lot of them on PS4
Right.
because you get all the Japanese games.
Yeah, and I guess the first Titanfall.
Mhm.
That's still exclusive, which is surprising.
Like Bloodborne.
But
those
yeah, I guess those are third party
those
exclusives.
From Software games.
Yeah, didn't one of them come out for the Xbox One though?
Yeah, Dark Souls does.
Yeah,
Okay.
But
so
yeah,
they're not all.
there's
exclusive.
plenty
Got
of
it.
there's plenty of arguments against that on PS4. Xbox not as much third party exclusive stuff unless they buy a timed exclusive.
But the games that you mentioned are niche in the sense of, not everyone is looking for those or going to buy those, but it's also good to know that there is a console where you can get those. So
Mhm. Yeah, and by the same extent, the exclusives are important for Microsoft because they have more tentpole exclusives.
they have Halo,
they have Halo, they have Gears,
Forza, I guess,
and they have Forza.
I have a better question, and but it's basically the same question. How important is it to have third party support? Is that more important than the
significantly-
exclusives?
Yes. Yeah. Well, that is more important than having exclusives. So I would be very happy with either the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, even if you told me that for whatever reason, I could never play any of the exclusives on either console. You would still have a console with great games on it. I think the IGN Game of the Year for PlayStation 4 was Dishonored 2, which I thought was kind of strange because Dishonored 2 is available on pretty much everything.
Yeah, I mean, with those big third-party games comes a lot of, marketing dollars. And
Yes.
when you don't have those, your exclusives really have to pick up a lot of slack. And it's, I don't know.
I just thought of the Dead Rising 4 is your Microsoft one.
Oh, yeah.
There's a few. There's like the State of Decay.
Well, that's why I
Right,
said. That's why I asked it as a question as opposed to a blanket
Yeah,
statement.
but I think I mean, Shipper, do you agree that third-party support is more important than exclusives?
Oh, it definitely is, but you have to have the exclusives.
Right, because the other guy will.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
That's the only reason for the exclusives at this point.
Sure, it makes sense.